Welcome back, YouTubers, to our Raw review directly after the Vengeance pay-per-view. We are the British Fist. Here to give you this review. I am Mr. Parkin, Cody Rhodes, Mark #1 indeed. And this guy sitting next to me, he is not hideous. He's NJ.
What's up?
What's up, NJ? What's up to you guys out there, of course? For all you watching Raw and Vengeance, make sure you subscribe up above, like this video, and comment your thoughts down below. And also check out our Vengeance review, which will be in that description box below too.
And make sure you contact us in the links in the group box below.
Start with that. Well done, MJ.
Yeah.
You kind of started in the right place there, and I shouldn't have. Another botch on my part, kind of like the Vengeance review again. I apologise for that. I really don't hate British Fist. It was just a mistake. Leave Daniel alone. Okay, now who did we open with this week?
Triple H.
Yeah, you know you're opening with Triple H when NJ is that happy. Triple H opens the show. Makes logical sense as one of the big points of the pay-per-view on Sunday was him and this whole Nash thing. He comes out and talks about Kevin Nash trying to break his leg and trying to break his neck and how he wants to take out his frustration on Triple H until what heat-sucking son of a bitch comes out.
Well, after Triple H's opening, we have the Laurinaitis comes out and interrupts him.
He says that he comes out and Triple H says, "You shut up. You still report to me. I'm the COO." Because he is technically still the COO, I guess. And Triple H basically wants Laurinaitis to sign Kevin Nash so he can beat him up because I'm the game.
The thing I like is all Triple H's threats directly at Laurinaitis, him to shut up. He's going to go and embarrass the WWE by going to Kevin Nash's house, destroying him, bringing him here, battering him. And he just says he wants to take care. He went through all of his old friends, Shawn Michaels,
Sean Waltman.
He was saying all that and how Kevin Nash used to be one until he did this. So I think it was definitely a good warm-up and a good frustration following on from the pay-per-view, so I give it that.
Yeah. Then plus Laurinaitis got very little mic time as well, which was always good in my books. Triple H then walks out of the ring, and then we see Nash attacking from behind with a sledgehammer. You know, this bit of the segment I thought was very, very effective in building up to something to the Survivor Series to do with Triple H and Kevin Nash. Whether or not we want to see that match is another point, but at least we see some early build to what could potentially be done at Survivor Series.
Very true. I think with the whole Kevin Nash attack, as much as I'm on Triple H mark, it's good that obviously Kevin Nash has been built up to be this angry heel against Triple H. So taking him down, letting his frustration out, building up to a possible match between the two, it was nicely done.
And then we got this whole Triple H injury angle, which is kind of interesting. How will he return, etc. We all know he will, and then we get reset, going into the adverts. And then we see Nash attack Triple H backstage. And as much as I thought the opening segment was very effective, I thought this bit of the show kind of dragged that on a little bit too far. I thought the opening was very effective, but this kind of just dragged it on to the point where I was just like, come on, WWE. They showed various amounts of replays.
Get off him! Get him up. Sledgehammer's him to the side of the head. And again, Triple H is out even more now.
It just went on for way too long. It was like, god damn, 25 minutes of the opening show was devoted to this. It's just, I don't know, I just thought it went on a bit too long. They could have done with the opener and then just had this amount of time to do something else maybe. I don't know, maybe to save the amount of time for later on in the night.
And the thing is, after the break, we got another introduction from the start of it, so we have to go through the whole of what we've just seen. And I'm thinking, if you've been tuning to Raw before the break, you would have seen all this. Why did you have to replay it just after? Yeah,
so that kind of ruined it a little bit, but still a good opener in my opinion. We then got Orton and Sheamus versus Cody Rhodes and Christian in our first match of the night. And do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I'm not? Do you want to know why I'm angry, Angie? Do you want to know why I'm angry?
Yes, I do. Because the thing is, this match has been seen 2 weeks ago.
No, it's not because of that at all. It's because Cody Rhodes did the job. He shouldn't be doing the job. He is much better than that. A unique character in the WWE should not be doing a job. Come on, this should have been Orton doing the job. He's lower down in the card.
And after the first match happened 2 weeks ago, you had the faces winning by Orton, RKO-ing Cody Rhodes for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
This week, the faces win again,
of course,
but with Sheamus getting the pin on Cody.
I thought the match was good. It lasted 12 minutes. Even though we've seen it before, we still saw some different stuff in this match. The match made sense, continuing 2 feuds going into some Survivor Series possibly. As you said, Sheamus pins Rhodes, and I find it quite interesting, even though the finish was botched and they did the audible with the Celtic Cross. I find it quite interesting how, number one, the heels can never seem to win these, and number two, how Sheamus is getting picked up at Orton to get these pins. It really does show that they're going a long way with Sheamus in the main event picture, doesn't it?
I think the way I look at Sheamus now, they've seen that he's had main event things in the past, and they want to bring him back up because he is a good main eventer. And the way he got the win in this, I think they're actually building him up more, but it's a shame it had to be on Cody Rhodes.
Yes, the Intercontinental Champion But there we go. That's one thing done, and move on to the next thing. We had a backstage segment with Laurinaitis and Otunga talking to Stephanie McMahon or something like that on the phone. We do all not know. But basically, Cena comes in and says he wants Miz and Truth, and John Laurinaitis announces that for the main event tonight, it's going to be Miz and Truth versus Cena and someone of Laurinaitis' pick, which turns out to be Zack fucking Ryder in the main event. We weren't liking this one, were we?
No, we weren't.
At least it announced the main event, though. We'll say that.
A main event that Ryder happens to be in, so I guess Ryder's really happy with that, as we saw backstage.
Yeah, all the internet nerds will be loving it too. But we'll get to the main event later. But I just want to say 2 words here. Ha ha. Then we have Santino versus Dolph Ziggler in basically what was a 2-minute squash match. Ziggler wins after the distraction. Why does he need to cheat to beat Santino?
The thing about this match is the thing that made me laugh is that he was this close, this close to losing to Santino Marella.
Oh, fuck Santino Marella.
So it's not really booking Dolph to be a strong champion if he was this close to losing someone as low as Santino.
But it did help some sort of US title feud build, didn't it? With Ziggler and Swagger beating on Santino. Mason Ryan comes out and beats on Swagger. Ziggler gets out the ring. So it kind of helps a feud developing between those two for the US Championship. Maybe as Ziggler gets out there, doesn't get beaten. So maybe we'll see this as a Survivor Series. Either way, it kind of laid the groundwork to what I believe will be a Ziggler and Mason Ryan feud going into the future.
Well, the way I look at it now is that Ryder, you lost your match at Vengeance. So now you've lost that. Now we've got the opening of a new person to step up.
Yes.
And who better than the person who should have got your place at Vengeance, Mason Ryan.
Fuck you. But anyway, maybe Riley, but I don't mind Mason Ryan too much. A roided up babyface, eh?
Very good. He did brilliantly. Again, he came in, did his job, took out Swagger because the dog actually ran out the ring, and it was nicely done. And
for all you ROH bots out there, roided up babyfaces draw money. Look at John Cena. Look at Batista. They draw money, and that is what essentially the business is for, not great wrestling sometimes. Just saying. Then we have our main event, Del Rio's victory speech. Now this had a lot involved in it, didn't it? It went on for a long time. But let's just go through what was said first. You know, you had Del Rio coming out saying he's done with Cena, he's going to move on to new things. And we've seen the rumours that apparently Punk was going to be put into that place. Del Rio got a decent amount of time on the mic until then CM Punk came out. And you know when CM Punk comes out, the segment is probably going to get a lot better in terms of a talking standpoint.
And the thing is, I was hoping for more Del Rio mic time because the last one, when he had a big chance to go on mic, he actually got at least 2 minutes. And now he goes on to this, and he actually gets more mic time, gets his point across quite strongly. The whole Punk thing coming out, yes, Punk's new challenger. The question I have, Punk just lost at Vengeance to Awesome Truth.
And Hell in a Cell.
And he totally forgot about what happened. You would, I thought, logically, you would go after the ones that beat you, or even after Nash, but whatever.
To be honest, I'd rather see Punk in the title picture than Cena. So I'm quite glad this has happened. It's kind of, again, laying the groundworks for what will be a Del Rio and Punk feud. You know, he talks about never receiving his rematch and he's going to invoke it. The only thing is, you know, Laurinaitis comes out, and then the segment becomes more about Punk and Laurinaitis. And Laurinaitis...
Dan, I've got a question for you.
What's that?
I want you to say this for me, please.
Go on.
That you respect me.
I don't know how someone like you with so little talent has got so high on YouTube. See, that's exactly what it was. It was just shoot promo by CM Punk. It was good work by CM Punk. I've got to give him that. It's just that why did they have to get Jerry Laurinaitis involved? It became more about Jerry Laurinaitis and CM Punk. But I'm glad that at least they're laying the groundwork for a Del Rio Punk feud probably at Survivor Series. We know it's probably going to be at Survivor Series now.
And they wrapped this up quite nicely. They said, well, I've got one more thing. He goes and beats up Del Rio. Del Rio gets up the ring. He gives go to sleep to Ricardo Rodriguez. And he wrapped up nicely. That Punk got the upper hand on Del Rio mostly. So it was nicely done, ready for their possible match in the future.
Yeah. So effective segment in the sense that it built up something to Survivor Series that we're probably going to be seeing, which kind of made sense in a way, even though Punk hasn't really deserved a title shot in my opinion, seeing as he's not really got any wins over Del Rio or anything. But at least it did that. That's all I was saying. It's got Cena out of the fucking title picture.
Last question, like when you had Laurinaitis blabbering on, he could have possibly said, right, we've got enough time for you to have a match, and no more contender. He could have picked up anyone to came out and face Punk just to have his one win, but no, you have to go through the whole respect thing, and it just dragged on. It
did drag on a little bit. And can you please put the mic a bit closer to your mouth?
I should do, yes.
God damn. So that segment, decent in some parts, set up a match for Survivor Series, possibly, even though we don't agree with everything that was done in it. But we shall move on, because this is what you guys tuned in to see. The biggest draw we have at British Fist. Some British guys talking about divas in a tea time segment. Shall we go on to this one, MJ?
We've been waiting for this moment, so here they are. Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Tea Time segment with the British Fish Tea Time segment, guys.
Do you like my new cane, NJ? I got it when I was on holiday in Barbados. It was a very nice place, swimming pool, everything.
It is very nice, and I got this beautiful Bugs Bunny tie for my wedding. I'm happily married now.
Well done. Why wasn't I your best man, NJ?
Sorry?
Why wasn't I your best man?
Oh, well, the wedding got cancelled because I lost my wedding ring during this stupid Divas match.
Oh, the Divas match. Oh, there's no point in even talking about this. This is so pointless. I love Divas matches, but Alicia Fox, she looks very nice. But I always love a big girl, and that's why I prefer Natalia in this match. That's all.
Divas are doomed. What a joke.
Exactly. Should we just leave it there, NJ? Not much more to say about this one.
That is all, my friends. Goodbye.
And after that wonderfully crafted British Fist Tea Time segment with guys that we don't look anything like those Tea Time guys, do we?
No, they got a nice outfit on. They all smartly dressed, well presented.
Nothing like us. We don't wear suits, do we? But anyway, let's move on to what's important. John Morrison versus Wade Barrett was next, and then when this was done, I was thinking, seems a bit like Raw filler. But then we saw the match went about 9 minutes. And then Barrett has now got 3 wins on TV. So I'm thinking now maybe WWE are going to do something with Barrett. What they're going to do, we don't know. Maybe have him against Daniel Bryan, which would be logical. But who knows what they're going to be doing with WWE going to be doing with Barrett now.
And there's no one better for Wade Barrett to play on Raw than the Mr. Very Alive, John Morrison. So I thought it was nicely done. Yeah. It was a good match for what it was. John Morrison still has his moves, but it had the botch finish, which kind of ruined it. But Wade Barrett saved it. It
did ruin a little bit, but I'm very interested to see what WWE are actually going to do with Wade Barrett now. Maybe a Daniel Bryan Wade Barrett feud, which I feel could be interesting on SmackDown. So we'll have to see what they do with this.
That's very true.
We then get another replay of the Triple H attack. We've already had 25 minutes of this, but they announced that Triple H has suffered a neck injury. I just don't see why I need to play it again. It's just so for me, like really annoys me slightly.
So for you people who have just got back from work, I hope you enjoyed that replay, but for us fans who watched from the beginning, it weren't needed.
Yes, and we don't show any replays here on the British Fist, brother.
We don't show any replays on here, brother.
We then have a Cole and Ross segment. Well, Cole basically comes out and shows embarrassing photos of JR. You know, why? I don't understand why they use this segment to hype up a match which no one gives a shit about. And why they couldn't have a tag match. You know, I don't... Oh, these segments piss me off. Another commentator versus commentator feud. It was shit the first fucking 10 times.
Well, the way I see it is that when they do have this match next week, what I'm thinking is Cole, if he loses, will quit from Raw.
Yes.
It'll be just him on SmackDown, and then it will be just JR and Joe Lawler on Raw.
So this is going to determine who's going to be in the commentary position. I don't know about this, but we'll have to see what happens next week.
Literally, yes.
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens next week. So this is an announced match for next week, I guess.
That's the way to look at it.
The main event. We had Cena and Zack Ryder versus Awesome Truth. Because Awesome Truth, because we love here at the Awesome Truth, the British Fest, they knocked the fuck out of Zack Ryder and kept him out of that fucking match. This is one of the reasons I love Awesome Truth. They took Zack Ryder, a guy we hate, and doesn't deserve to be a main event, because he's a fucking, not even a mid-carder, they took him the fuck out! Get him!
Because the whole thing is, after the break, you do see his face appearing with that awful smile, so I'm really, really, really glad that while he was there blabbering on about how glad he is to be in this match, Awesome Truth attack him and then lay him out flat.
Yeah, exactly. So this made it a handicap match, which suits the match itself because you have Awesome Truth going up against the big face John Cena. So it kind of suits that match a little bit better, as made by John Laurinaitis. Awesome Truth had a bit of mic time before the main event, talking about their revolution and everything, and that was good, wasn't it? Adds, like I said, in the segment last week with Punk, it adds so much more to the match when you have guys like Miz and Truth coming out on the mic and really doing a bit of storytelling before the match actually starts.
As much as I would like to hear them sing their remix, when they went on the mic, it was nicely done. They got to their point. They actually said about they're taking out Cena and they're going to be a good match.
And people of YouTube, you suck! No, I'm only joking. I'm joking, don't worry. The match was about 5 minutes long. It wasn't the best of matches, but it ended correctly in a DQ. And Awesome Truth then beat on John Cena. So I guess in a sense, it wasn't the best of match, but it was effective in the sense that it established a rivalry between Cena and Awesome Truth to what the announcement was next.
And when it came to the great point of Awesome Truth about to hit John Cena's steel chairs, out comes that jerk that seems to ruin other parts of Raw as we've seen.
Yes.
Laurinaitis.
Laurinaitis stops the attack, which is a bit weird because didn't he reinstate them to do all this, but whatever. And tells Awesome Truth to get out. And Cena basically wants a match against Miz and R-Truth. So Laurinaitis comes out and did a good job of announcing the Survivor Series, what will possibly be, in my opinion, the main event. Miz and Truth versus Cena and a partner of his choosing. And who did Cena pick? Exactly. We kind of knew this was going to happen because The Rock was scheduled to, but at least it's a SummerSlam match announced ahead of time, and this is probably going to be the main event with Rock being in the draw. So, your thoughts on this?
A good Survivor Series match made. We were thinking of different possible matches it could have been, but luckily they're having this tag match, so it should be a good match.
Yeah, so definitely good to get some build for Survivor Series done. And, in this Raw, we really saw the groundwork of what could be a lot of things happening at Survivor Series, which for me is a good point because they really needed to, after last week's pay-per-view, they really needed to start the build now, didn't they? And they did a good job of it tonight. One or two matches announced. We saw the feuds laid out that we were going to see for Survivor Series for the most part. And even though it wasn't the most entertaining Raw, I still thought it did its job.
My big question is, Laurinaitis is flopping all over the place. He's on a heel team, face team. He's trying to get us in our heads, but the way he did that, John Cena's picked his opponent. We have Awesome Truth upside, match made, well done.
So for me, considering Raw wasn't the most, there were some segments I didn't like, but most of the segments were effective in my opinion. I'd be tempted to give this Raw a C+, if I was generous, a B-, just because we got that main event match announced, which is now surely going to be built up like mad.
The way I look at it, there was funny segments of Raw, there were segments that possibly could lead to something like the Wade Barrett thing, the Mason Ryan, so they had things that could lead to something. We had a match made for Survivor Series, so I'm going to give it a good C+.
Okay, fair enough. C+ from the British Fist, maybe B-, but there we go. Guys, we want to know your thoughts on this Raw after Vengeance. Get your thoughts in that comment section below. And NJ, do what you do best. Remix!
Thank you very much for watching our Raw review. You've heard it from the British Fist and the Tea Time segments. Thank you very much for watching our video, and please leave your comments in the comment section below, and goodbye.
You suck! Joking.